Hello everyone, this is Gamer of Knowledge and More, Gamer of Knowledge, GoCam, or just Fred if you want to go by my real name, back with another video. Today is a video on Kelsien the Plague. She is a legendary human assassin who costs a red, a white and a black. She has vigilance and haste, as well as getting +1/+1 for each experience counter you have. And she can tap herself to deal 1 damage to target creature I don't control, and when that creature dies this turn, I get an experience counter. So the deck is focused on her dealing damage to a creature. So what I've done is I've got cards that can help bring her out because of a very specific mana cost, and cards that can help me get multiple experience counters. So I'm going to show off the deck by starting off with the ramp. So since I'm not in green, I'm running mana rocks in the deck. First is Fireman Vessel. It costs 4 mana and it taps for 2 mana of different colours. It also comes in tapped, so it's a bit slow, but it taps for half the mana you put into it, which is fine. Next, I'm running the 3 signets and the 3 rockets, but I'm going to show 2 of them. What they do is what the signets do is that they cost 2 mana, and you can pay 1 and tap it to add 2 mana of different colours, depending which signet it is. And the rockets, they cost 3 mana, and you can tap them for 1 of either. They can sacrifice themselves to draw 2, but that's irrelevant for this part. Next is how I'm going to get rid of my opponent's creatures. First is Chaya Venerated Fire Mage. She says, if another red source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals damage +1 to that permanent or player instead. This is the only card I have in the deck that does this type of thing. I might get some more, I might not, depends on how I'm feeling about it. Next is Basilisk's Collar. It gives equipped creature Death Touch and Lifelink. So I can tap it to deal 1 damage to a creature, but really with this it will say tap, destroy a creature, gain 1 life. Get an experience counter. Next is Overwhelming Splendor, which enchants a player and it makes all their creatures have base power toughness 1/1. So you can, just like the collar, tap, destroy target creature you don't control. Next is ways of getting 2 cards like them. First is Cosmos Elixir, which costs 4 mana. And at the beginning of my end step, I can either draw a card if my life total is greater than starting life total, or I gain 2 life. Next is Vampiric Tutor, which for 1 black mana, I can get a card from my library and put it on top, but I do lose 2 life, which Cosmos Elixir can help with. Last is Verge Rangers, which helps me get lands from the top of my library if somebody has more than me. And I may look at the top of my library at any time. Next is ways of protecting my commander. First is Sanctuary Blade. It gives the equipped creature +2/+0 and protects it from a color that you choose. Next is Landing Greaves, which gives haste and shroud, but for the case of my commander it only gives shroud. I also have Swiftfoot Boots in the deck, but because I'm only doing 3 cards, I'm going to go to Landing Greaves. Next is Boros Charm. For this topic, it's the one that I choose is permanent you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Now I see indestructible as a form of protection against board wipes and stuff. Next is Removal. Speaking of which, first is Generous Gift. It destroys a permanent and its controller gets a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So with the cards I have in the deck, I can it can easily be destroy target permanent, and then later on get an experience counter. Next is Fiery Confluence. It just choose 3, and you may choose the same one more than once. So you can either deal 1 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each opponent, or destroy target artifact. Lastly is Austere Command, which choose 2. You can either destroy all artifacts, destroy enchantments, destroy creatures with mana cost 3 or less, or creatures with mana cost 4 or greater. So combine that with something like Burst Charm, and you're destroying everything your opponent controls. Next is ways of me gaining life and make my opponent lose life. First is Revenge of Ravens, which says whenever a creature attacks you or planeswalker you control, that creature controller loses a life and you gain life. So if somebody wants to take damage, if somebody wants to lose life, they can just attack me when this is in play. Next is Tith Drinker. I don't really know how you say it, but it has Extort. So whenever you cast a spell, you may pay a white or black. If you do, each opponent loses a life and you gain damage life. So in a 4-player game, that would mean that each opponent will be losing life and you'll be gaining 3 life. Lastly is Defiant Bloodlord. It says whenever you gain life, each target opponent loses damage life. So damage that with some of the costs like Cosmos Elixir or the Extort, I can turn down to even more damage. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my social medias down in the description and in the pinned comment. If you want to deal damage like this deck, then deal damage to that bell icon and subscribe button so you get notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching.